Hi, it's me, Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be pretty cash because I just want to react to the Goodreads Choice Awards. Apparently, we're in round 1 of voting. I literally haven't looked at anything, so I barely know what's going on. I'm just going to react to it with you now. So I'm going to screen record on my phone. Let's scooch over this way and we can put it up on the side. Okay, so I'm clicking into the Goodreads Choice Awards. It says Best Books of 2023. Vote in the opening round. Okay, so let's vote together today. Okay, very excited. Let's see. Nominees on my shelves. We've got Powerless, haven't read yet. Things We Hide from the Light, I haven't read yet. I don't read new releases fast enough, okay? It is a problem. Let's just click vote in the opening round and see where we are. Okay, here we've got fiction, Pineapple Street I've heard of. Let's see, a lot of these look familiar, but I haven't read any of them so far. I don't read a lot of like general fiction. This, Tom Lake, I know my friend Maddie, I think she tried to read this, but she was like bored out of her mind. R.F. Kuang's Yellowface is on here. I heard mixed things about that, and I've been really struggling with her Babel book, which is a shame because I want to love her stuff. Let's just jump in. Oh my God, Romantasy is actually its own category now? I feel like things were just being called Romantasy for the first time this year. Like I've never heard Romantasy until like 6 months ago. It was just like fantasy romance, and now it's Romantasy, and now Romantasy is an actual category on Goodreads? Shocking. But let's start with romance because that's my bread and butter. Let's see how many of these I've read. Damn. Okay. Hello Stranger sounds interesting, but I haven't read. Right Move, I'm gonna read at some point. I gotta read the first book first. It's definitely high on my to-do list, this series. Meet Me at the Lake is the second book. I own the first book in that, but I'm supposed to read it with my friend for her book club, but her book club was kind of shit and they like didn't meet, and I was like kind of annoyed that I bought this stupid other book that I didn't even want to read. I tried to read it, but I was like so bored. Powerless is on my TBR. The Long Game, I haven't seen many people talk about this. Wildfire, Rebecca Yaros's book. I think I got that for free. The 7-Year Slip, I own that, and I'm really excited to get to it. Same with yours truly, I own that. I haven't read it yet. What is wrong with me? Do I read books? This is gonna be a short video, guys. Happy Place, I was like not super interested in this, so I didn't buy it. I've had it come in from the library twice now, and I've returned it both times without cracking it open. So yeah, I wonder how people have been liking that because I really haven't heard too much about it. Pucking Around I've seen. Anna Huang, I might have to give Anna Huang another try. I read, I think it was Twisted Love or something, like the first book in her Twisted series, and it was like fine. I thought the sex scenes were like not good, and I hated the running through the airport scene. I just hated it, kind of, especially the ending. So I was kind of like angry about it. I was like, I don't want to read any more of her books, but she's so popular. I was like, maybe I just had a bad first experience. This is like her other series now, but I'm not that pressed. But also I like want to support a BIPOC author. Practice Makes Perfect I've seen also. A long time coming, Megan Quinn. Megan Quinn is not my favorite. I do want to read the Final Offer series. But again, I hear like mixed things about the first couple, but people are obsessed with the last one apparently. I do not plan on picking up another Allie Hazelwood, Love Theoretically. I've heard it's just like a copy-paste of her first book, which I only thought was fine. It was very rom-com-y, kind of cringy. So, honestly, the best friend in the first book I thought was so cringy. You Again, I own and wanted to read for fall. I could still read it. It's still November. It's still technically fall. I should actually read that ASAP. I've just got a lot of like, obligatory. I have a lot of books that I need to read because of commitments and book clubs and like buddy reads and stuff like that. So this is kind of gotten pushed down, and I just want to make sure I can read it before it's like deep into Christmas time, and I don't know. Things We Hide from the Light I want to read. I have the first book. I'm desperate to read it. It's another one. I'm just desperate to read it, but like it's a physical book that I own and I just struggle. And then Christina Lauren, I'm not going to read another Christina, can't even say it. I don't plan on reading any more Christina Lauren books. Their new stuff has just not been working for me. Their old stuff was really good though. I really liked the Bastard series. Okay, what should we vote for? I haven't read any of these. Oh man, this sucks. Okay, next year, 2024, my goal is to read new releases. I just gotta be a better person. I gotta be a better booktuber. I'm just not good at the new releases thing. I think it's my issues with wanting to read things in order, because then I'm like, ooh, I wanna read their backlist, or I'm like, ooh, I don't have time for that. Because they're like second books in series too. I could have read like the 7 Year Slip, for example, because that's just a standalone. Fuck, I don't feel like I can vote for anything right now, because I haven't read anything. That would be kind of wrong. Let's just jump into Romantasy. Probably haven't read any of these either. It's like, okay, I've read over 60 books this year. It's like, what did I read? Did I read anything worth my time? I thought I did. Oh, Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I felt like that was on my radar. One of my friends was telling me to read this. The first two, A Dawn of Onyx, I've seen. A Game of Gods, I've never seen this ever, I don't think. Jennifer L. Armentrout, I'm like done with her and these like companion series. I do not want to continue that. Throne of Fallen, never seen. Fourth Wing, everybody died over, obviously. I haven't read it. I plan to for a video, hopefully soon, once it comes in. I got the holiday edition. The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King is the second book. I started the first book. It's like this vampire competition thing. The female main character is human, but she's like in this vampire competition because she wants to like gain power and like not be so vulnerable as a human in this dangerous world. But I got kind of bored because I'm like, it's a romance and it's a competition. The definition of romance is that a book has to end happily, so the stakes are never that high. I mean, maybe for like side characters, they could die, but like the main character is never gonna die, especially if it's in first person. So I'm like, where are the stakes? Like, I don't care. And I also just don't like competitions in books in general. I find them very boring and I tend to skim them if I have to read it. So for a whole book to be a competition, I'm just like, I just don't care. Zodiac Academy 8 is on here? Jesus Christ. How many people got that far to read 8? I read book 1 and it was a wild ride. It was fun and it honestly ripped my heart out at the end of book 1. I was like, oh my God, it wasn't even a romance, even a little bit. Like all of the men in it are horrible. I don't know if it's like why I choose, but there are so many male love interests in it. But they're all horrible. And they bullied the two main characters so badly. I'm almost like, it's been so long. Like, should I reread the first one and then just try to binge the series? It's another problem I have. Because a lot happened in that first book, and I don't know if I'll remember the nuances of the world building and all that. Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. I think she wrote the Four Horsemen's trilogy. I don't really know what this is about. Oh, it's like witches. I really don't like witches. I really don't like witch books. I know my friend Monica really likes witch stuff, and Hannah, I believe, also really likes witch stuff. But I don't know, there's just something about witches that just like, I just don't really care for it in books. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I'm not that interested. I'm so itchy. I've got like allergies or something right now. Fate and Flame, I feel like I've heard of. I did not know we were on book 3 already for that. K.A. Tucker sounds familiar, but I have not heard anything about that. Foxglove King I've seen. Haven't been interested. Court of Cruel and Lovely, never heard of. Hurricane Wars was Eliza's like most anticipated book of the entire year. I've seen some of the special editions for it and they're beautiful. But I think Eliza was extremely let down by this book, or like maybe it was like just 3 stars only. But I think she has like 5 copies of it. So at least she has like beautiful editions of it. I'm just, it's too bad she didn't love it as much as she had hoped. If I remember correctly, The Hanging City. What? This is a romance? Did I forget this was a romance? I definitely have this book downloaded. I think I downloaded this for free on one of those like free days. I'm shocked because this cover does not scream romance to me, because I've definitely been looking at it in my Kindle library and I'm just like, oh, it's like a random fantasy I just downloaded because it was for free. Like maybe I thought I got it off Amazon First Reads or something. But what is this about? She can thrust fear onto others, leaving all threats fleeing in terror. That's a cool power. Sea of Trolls. Okay, there's no talk of the love interest like at all in the synopsis, so it doesn't really draw me in that much, but it's made this list, which is promising. The Coven looks familiar. Assistant to the Villain I've seen a lot. Didn't realize that was a romance. But just when she's getting used to severed head suspended from the ceiling and the odd squish of an errant eyeball beneath her heel. I don't think that's for me, guys. I don't think that's for me. Maybe for Maggie. Maggie loves gory stuff in her books and in her romances, so I wonder if she's read that. I guess I could check. Eliza and Sam both read this. 3 stars. Ooh, Eliza, 2.5. How are they? Oh my God, Lexi, 2 stars. Out of the people I follow, they're not reviewing this well. Why is it on this list? Clearly it doesn't belong. Rule of the Aurora King, never heard of. More Jennifer L. Armentrout, pass. The Jasad Arab, never heard of. And then another Jennifer L. Armentrout series that's probably never gonna end. Jesus Christ, how many series are you writing at one time? Just finish one. Just finish one. You know what I mean? Like, does she know how she wants to finish the series? Because she keeps starting new series. Are her series done? Like, is this a done series? This A Soul of Ash and Blood? Is this completed? Is this a completed series? No, Untitled, Book 7. Like, oh my God. See, I could not. You are not catching me getting wrapped up in that again, okay? All right, I didn't read any of these either. Wow, this is like a super fun video where I didn't read any of the books, but like I know all the tea and my own judgy opinions on them. Just quickly looking. Oh, I read this one. I read one. It's in the fantasy category. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I read and I didn't like it. Again, I know other people really liked it. My friend Monica loved it. Eliza also loved it. My friend Eliza also loved it, but I am not one of the people that loved it. I don't even want to vote for it, even though it's like the first book I've actually read in this whole video so far. Ooh, I haven't seen this cover of Tress on the Emerald Sea. That's cute, like that. Ooh, Stoneblind was a book that I was interested in. Intrigued. Now we're into science fiction. Let's just look for giggles. Don't think I would have read any new releases from science fiction. I don't read that much science fiction, and if I read it, it's usually backlist. Children of Time is a series that I'm intrigued by also, but definitely not in a rush to pick up. Maybe one day. Let's look at historical fiction. Honestly, I don't even know if I read maybe like any new releases this year, to be honest. Okay, I don't recognize any of these covers. Oh, I own this one. River Sing Me Home, I own. Wayward, I love that cover. Ooh, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store is Barnes & Noble's best book of the year. I'm pretty sure I just saw. I think I got an email about it. So that really intrigues me. I will probably want to pick that up because last year, or actually this year, at the very beginning of the year, I read Barnes & Noble's top book of the year and I read Book of the Month's best book of the year right at the start of January, and it was a great way to kick off the new year. So maybe I'll do that again in 2024. That could be a fun vlog also. So yeah, maybe I'll have to add this book to my collection and check it out. It really makes me read things outside of my comfort zone. So the best books from 2022 that I read in the beginning of 2023 were Lessons in Chemistry and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And they're both like not romances or anything. And I just loved them. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow was so beautiful. Lessons in Chemistry was a fun, interesting, emotional, feminist time. There were things that it kind of brushed over with the historical part when it came to race and stuff, but overall a great book. And then Tomorrow and Tomorrow was like, you could read it over and over again and like experience it and like see those details more and more each time and just like have a new experience every time. So absolutely love that book. So hopefully I can have a similar experience for 2024. And I don't recognize anything else. Okay, all right, let's just see what's in horror just for giggles. Becoming the Boogeyman. Silver Nitrate, I've seen this cover before. Ooh, I haven't seen this Holly book by Stephen King, I don't think. I'm getting into my Stephen King era. Have I only read one? I've read one, but now I own 3 of his books, and I really want to get into it. Rouge, I almost bought. They were selling signed copies at my local bookstore, and I was like, ooh, should I buy it because it's signed? But I had read Bunny and really struggled through it because I just didn't understand. I like wasn't smart enough to really appreciate it, so I didn't end up buying Rouge. But my book club was rereading Bunny, and I like kind of started to reread it, but I just didn't make enough time to finish it. And talking through that book with them was so fun, and I just like could appreciate it more and like understand some of the like cleverness of it better. Another booktuber that I really enjoy watching, really enjoyed this book. She did a whole vlog about it. I cannot remember her channel name for the life of me right now. I'm so sorry. I will link it down below. So maybe one day I'll read another Mona Awad book, and hopefully I won't be so stupid. And hopefully I can enjoy it more. Why is there like a blade noise going? I hope it's not a bug, because I already got a terrible bite from a bug. I got a bite from a bug that was probably a spider, and I got like a lymph node infection, and I like had to go to the urgent care, and I'm literally on antibiotics right now. I think it's construction noise, but why are they doing that now? It's so late. It's almost midnight. That's enough of that. So I didn't put any votes in because I don't think it's fair. I mean, I could vote on things that I'm like, oh, like I want to read that. It's probably good. Maybe I'll still do that at some point, but for now, we'll just let it rock, considering I didn't actually read any of them, and then the one book that I did read I didn't really like. But that was fun. I think the lesson learned is that I definitely need to prioritize, again, new releases going into 2024. That would be awesome. And that way I can give you guys like fresh takes on books too. I do enjoy backlists, and you know, I think it's great to read backlists, utilize your library and all that stuff. But yeah, sometimes it is fun to be like on the trend. So I'm gonna try to do that more next year. I hope you still enjoyed this video anyway and found it entertaining with my sassy opinions on some of these books, and just like my thoughts in general on some of these books, and knowing which books I'm excited about that I just happen to have not read yet. But I will read them at some point, I promise you. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and obviously it would help out my channel, and I will catch you in another video. Bye!